I wonder why I chose such an old lady. Thinking about it now, a 17-year age gap is just unimaginable.
What are you suddenly talking about? Sorry. Did you hear that? It was obviously intentional. Isn't that way of speaking a bit too harsh?
I'm just stating the obvious, aren't I?
Today, I had come to the hospital holding on to my last hope. The thing is, I had been infertile even before we got married. But my husband chose me anyway, saying it was okay. We had resolved to live a happy life together, just the two of us, if it didn't work out. And yet,
I've actually started wanting kids. Or maybe we already have one on the way. What? What are you talking about?
At first, I thought you were quite a catch for your age. But now, I'm just bored of you. To begin with, I can't even get it up. Indeed, we hadn't been intimate recently. He always said he was tired and we even stopped touching each other.
And I've been wanting to say this, but at your age, initiating? How desperate are you? Aren't you embarrassed?
My husband laughed out loud, causing a stir around us.
Hey! Why don't you say something? You got to enjoy being with a young guy like me at your age, didn't you?
We really shouldn't be discussing this here.
It's exactly because we're here. I want everyone to know just how messed up you are.
Despite wanting to say something, my mind was a mess and I couldn't find the words.
Everyone, please listen. This woman is delusional and embarrassing herself, thinking she's still got it.
He announced that to everyone around us. With those words, my heart was completely shattered. At that moment, I remembered something important. Though we were married, I was just being played by a much younger man.
I'm going home.
Let's do that.
We have to file for divorce when we get back anyway.
She's been waiting, you know. I bit my lip and quietly stood up. Then, a doctor stopped me. Could you come here, please? Oh, we were just about to leave. Then my husband, half smiling, says it's fine.
Anyway, at your age, having kids is impossible. It'd be better for you to hear it straight that you can't have children.
How low can a man get? Being told that made me feel even more like giving this jerk a piece of my mind. I didn't want to prove him right, which is why it irked me. Entering the doctor's office, the doctor had a serious look on his face. It's very difficult for me to say this, but after that, my husband was left speechless. He intended to drag me down to hell, but instead, he was the one who ended up falling. I'm Jolie Nathaniel, and I turned 45 this year. I didn't not want to get married, but the man I had thought of marrying died in an accident. Since then, the idea of romance scared me, and I didn't even try to find a boyfriend. It feels so lackluster. As much as I was passive about love, I still longed for human warmth. But, at my age, it's not like opportunities come knocking, so I ventured into online dating. I went out for meals a few times, but that's usually where it ended. Sometimes, it would go as far as sleeping together on the first day we met. However, after that, I often couldn't get in touch with them again, leaving me feeling empty. Then, I got a call from my mom. By the way, you remember Tom, right? Sure, but why bring him up out of the blue? Tom, as my mom mentioned, is a cousin 5 years older. His daughter Mickey is pregnant. Really? That's great news.
It truly is a joy.
Sorry, I've got something coming up and need to hang up. I didn't have any plans. I just didn't want to listen and hung up unilaterally. Lying in bed, I opened the dating site as part of my usual routine. Then, a certain listing caught my eye. I like older people. Looking to get along with someone who prefers younger ones. Waiting for your message. It was a typical post, but something about it piqued my interest. Are you? Not at all. Really? Absolutely. It's all about the vibe, more than age. We had a great time talking about our jobs and other topics. After dinner, we went to karaoke and had a fun time. It seemed like the right time to call it a day, but then. What do you want to do now? If there's somewhere you want to go. Then, I guess we'd want to relax, huh? I didn't say it outright, but it was pretty clear what we were both thinking. Eventually, Andrew led me by the hand into a hotel. I hadn't planned on this, but I wasn't opposed to it either. However, this was my first time with someone so much younger, so I was a bit nervous. Do you always do this kind of thing? Not always. You're attractive, so you must get a lot of offers, right? Well, I do get asked out, but it's not like I'm okay with just anyone. I see. Oh. Your phone is ringing. Really? What's up? The caller was a friend I've known for over 10 years. Are you okay? I'm fine. They always call out of the blue. I see. It was bad timing, but I took a shower and then lay down on the bed. He pulled me close and kissed me gently. It was the kind of kiss I liked, and I melted instantly. It was a short time, but I felt completely fulfilled, body and soul. I wondered when was the last time I felt this way. We exchanged contact information and started messaging each other daily. Shall we meet up again sometime? If Andrew is okay with it. There's a movie I've been wanting to see, how about it? I've been wanting to go to the movies for a while too. We started dating regularly, and looking forward to seeing Andrew made even the daily grind of work bearable. Yet, there was something that bothered me. Whenever I called, he was always out. Huh? You're outside? Yeah, just wanted to run to the store. Oh, I see. Something wrong? No, not really. I wondered if making calls inside the house was inconvenient for him. It's nasty of me to think like that. I've suggested staying over many times, feeling one day isn't enough, but he's always said it's difficult due to his busy work schedule. Andrew works freelance, so taking a day off means losing income, he explained. Is it really impossible? I'd love to spend more time with Jolly, but this is just how it has to be. Okay. I wasn't completely convinced, but I was still happy that he made time to meet. Half a year after we met, during a date. You look pale, are you okay? I've been feeling off since this morning. Really? Should we go to the doctor? I can come with you. No, that's okay. No, I'm worried about you. Not wanting to be a bother, I decided to go to the hospital. The doctor suggested it might be fatigue from overworking. Have you been pushing yourself too hard lately? I don't think I've been overdoing it. Maybe it's just a sign you need to rest today? Maybe you're right. Let's call it an early day and you should relax at home. Then I made a suggestion. I have the day off tomorrow, why don't you come over? Really? I'd like that. It's small, but let's go. I'm looking forward to it. That day, we switched to a date at home. And on this day, I officially accepted his feelings for me, and we started dating. I felt happy, but while my heart was fully in it, my body was steadily wearing down. About a year after we started dating. How about we live together? What? I mean, it's tough always meeting up for dates, right? If we lived together, that would solve it. I'm happy, but what worried me was my age. Even though Andrew likes older women, I couldn't help but worry at times. I did like Andrew, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I might just be a fling to him. Is that a no? Not at all. Then, I'm looking forward to more good times together. For the first time, I realized how weak I was to requests from someone younger. However, the longer we lived together, the worse my health seemed to get. It's really worrying at this point. Yeah. You said it was daily fatigue before, but I think there might be another cause. I wanted to avoid being a burden on Andrew, but this was clearly backfiring. At this time, I went to a gynecologist instead of a general practitioner. The reason was that I hadn't had my period for quite some time. While pregnancy was a possibility, it seemed unlikely. Huh? I'm sorry to say this, but the doctor suggested it might be menopause. If it were just that, I could have accepted it due to my age. But it wasn't just that. Then, it can't be helped. I tried to convince myself. Do you have any plans to have children? Well, not at the moment. You're approaching menopause. Oh. I had suspected the reason for not having my periods recently was this. But it's not completely impossible. At that moment, the doctor's words didn't really sink in for me. I feel like something important was said afterwards, but I can't remember it well. I wasn't overly eager to get married, but I had to tell Andrew. I'm home.
Welcome home. Dinner's ready.
Yeah. Thanks.
Let's eat first. We can talk after.
I thought he was really kind. Today, I went to the doctor. They said it's menopause. Menopause? Yeah. I guess it's my age. I don't mind, though. It's not just that. Huh? I might be nearing menopause. Does that mean we can't have kids? It's likely. But it's not zero, right? Then Andrew said something surprising.
Even if we can't have kids, it doesn't matter to me. But you're still young. I want you, Jolie. I'm serious.
I hadn't realized he was thinking so seriously about me.
Are you sure about me? Of course. Let's get married. Please take good care of me.
Andrew gently hugged me. Feeling reassured, I naturally started to cry. Are you crying? Yeah, because I'm happy. Andrew gently wiped away my tears. Maybe, as Andrew said, there's no need to worry about age. We finished greeting both families and submitted our marriage registration. Andrew told me not to worry about having children, but I still hoped for treatment to have a healthy child. Time was not on my side.
Don't push yourself, okay?
But you say that. Your health is the most important thing to me. Yeah. But life wasn't so sweet. A year into our marriage, what started as a honeymoon phase gradually became awkward, and things started to fall apart. I decided to ask if this was really okay. Hey, what if we can't have kids? What would you do, Andrew? Kids? I told you before, it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, I know, but... I mean, did you really want kids that badly? But, you're still young. Then Andrew sighed. At that moment, I thought. I had gone too far. Sorry.
If you were going to apologize, you shouldn't have said it in the first place.
You didn't have to say it like that.
I'm sorry, but I'm tired tonight. I have to get up early for work tomorrow.
I had clearly upset him. He might not understand, but I'm also anxious. With a 17-year age difference, it wouldn't be surprising if I were left at any moment. Especially in my case, if we were to divorce now, there probably wouldn't be a next time for me. But what about Andrew? He would become divorced, sure, but he's still young, and women would likely flock to him. That's why I can't help but feel rushed. A week later. Sorry, but I'm going back to my parents' house tomorrow. Wow, isn't that kind of sudden? I haven't been back recently, and it seemed like a good time. So that's the plan. Oh, okay. The next day, Andrew left looking unusually happy. It had been a while since I was alone, but I didn't expect to feel this lonely. That night, I just had to hear his voice, so I called him. But no matter how many times I called, Andrew didn't answer. The callback didn't come until the next morning. Sorry. I didn't notice. So, what's up? It wasn't anything special. I just wanted to hear your voice. I see.
It's not like I'll be gone long. Try to bear with it a bit.
You don't have to say it like that. Sorry. I've got to go out soon. Talk to you later. The call ended. Andrew returned the next day.
I'm home. This is for you. Really? Of course. I was pretty busy over there, sorry.
No, it's okay now. I was not without my worries, but just having him return was enough for me. However, something unbelievable happened. What? Why? I was on my lunch break, going to the bank. On my way back, I decided to stop by a cafe near the station. There I saw Andrew having tea with another woman. The woman had her back to me, so I couldn't see her face. I couldn't stand the sight, so I immediately left the place. I should have contacted him right away, but I was too scared to do so. I couldn't focus on work at all in the afternoon and kept making mistakes. I'm home.
Welcome back. Anything happen?
No, nothing in particular. Really? I thought about asking about what I saw at noon, but I couldn't find the words. Then Andrew began to talk about what happened during the day.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
What?
I met this incredible woman today at noon.
According to Andrew, he returned a wallet she had dropped, and she insisted on thanking him by inviting him for tea. She was quite insistent, and even though he declined, she insisted on showing her gratitude. I had no choice but to just have tea and come back. I wanted to come back sooner, but it felt awkward to leave right after she paid. The story seemed a bit too convenient, but I didn't want to doubt him. Later, I would find out who this woman really was. Today, a friend invited me out. Really? Then you should go. Thanks. Going out to eat, my friend revealed a shocking fact. When did this happen? About a week ago? A man picked up my wallet. I felt a stir in my heart. What's wrong? Is that person, this person? I showed my friend a photo.
Yes, that's him. Wait, why?
Well, actually, I hadn't told my friend that I was married. Because this friend had been trying to get married for nearly 10 years and still hadn't succeeded. You're kidding, right? Why didn't you tell me? You've been hiding it this whole time? Sorry. As much as I cared for my friend, I knew this was not okay. I was prepared for any criticism.
I wanted to celebrate for you.
Really sorry. But I can't believe he's your husband. And he's quite young, huh? He's 17 years younger. What? Is that okay? Yeah, I think we're doing well. That's good. But... Nothing. Let me meet him next time. Maybe if there's a chance. That day, she insisted on treating me to dinner as a celebration. Anyway, finding out her identity was a relief. Better a friend than some unknown woman. Above all, my friend wouldn't make a move on Andrew. She prefers older men. Well, that makes marriage difficult for her. But I'll keep that to myself. When I got home, I immediately told Andrew about it.
Seriously? Yeah, crazy, right?
She was your friend, huh? I see. Anything on your mind? No, just surprised. Yeah. This resolved one of my worries. The remaining concern was about infertility. Feeling like we couldn't put it off any longer, I decided to ask. How long should we continue this treatment? It might be due to age, but there's also a possibility that the cause could be with your husband. Really? But my husband is still young. Being young doesn't guarantee everything is fine. If possible, I recommend you both come in for a consultation together. I'll discuss it with him. By all means do so. I said that to the doctor, but honestly, I was hesitant. Our intimate moments had decreased recently, making it even harder to bring up the subject with Andrew. Surprisingly, I didn't have any complaints about Andrew. But this was the turning point where our fate twisted irreversibly. I was the only one who didn't realize it. On my way home, I had sent Andrew a message saying we needed to talk. The lack of response was worrying, but I rushed home. Andrew greeted me when I arrived. I read your message. So, what's the important talk? Yeah. Just give me a moment. I still have some work left to do, so please make it quick. After changing, I went to the living room to find Andrew lazily scrolling through his phone. So, about that talk. Make it quick. I went to the doctor today, and the doctor asked if you could come along next time. Me too? Yeah. So. Wait, you're still going to the doctor? I thought you had stopped. What? I mean, we're not getting any younger. I thought you had given up. I've been hinting at it. Didn't you get that? I hadn't realized he felt that way. I thought he meant not to push myself for his sake, but was it just pity? Now, I don't know what the right answer is. Well, it's probably the last time anyway, so I'll come with you. Is that okay? If that makes you give up, then fine. But going to the hospital has to fit my schedule, okay? Understood. However, there was no sign of him planning to go to the hospital anytime soon. Instead, he continued to come home late, claiming he had meetings. As this continued for months, I became physically and emotionally exhausted. Hey, when are you going to the hospital? Soon, I'll go. You said that before. Enough. Fine, tomorrow then. Do you really dislike it that much? It's not that I don't want to go, but it's more your issue, isn't it? I couldn't argue with that. For me, I had decided this would be the last time. Considering what the doctor said, I had no choice but to ask him to come, even if it meant lowering my pride. Please, just make it tomorrow. You should have just asked like that from the start. The next day, we went for the tests, and we were told to come back in a week for the results. Isn't it immediate? This is such a hassle. I walked a few steps behind Andrew on our way home. All I could worry about was what the results would be. A week later, we went to the hospital with our last hope. It was the day to find out the results. But I had my doubts. On the way there, Andrew was unusually cheerful. While waiting in the lobby until our names were called, Andrew laughed and said something unbelievable.
Why did I choose such an old woman? Thinking about it now, a 17-year age difference is just unimaginable. What are you suddenly talking about?
Sorry, did you hear that? It was obviously intentional.
Isn't that way of speaking a bit too harsh? I'm just stating the obvious.
Andrew chose me even though we might not be able to have children. Depending on the results, we had resolved to live a happy life together, just the two of us. But that resolve crumbled. I've actually started wanting kids. Or maybe we already have one on the way.
What? What are you talking about? At first, I thought you were quite a catch for your age. But now, I'm just bored of you. To begin with, I can't even get it up.
Indeed, we hadn't been intimate recently. He always said he was tired, and we even stopped touching each other.
And I've been wanting to say this, but at your age, initiating? How desperate are you? Aren't you embarrassed?
My husband laughed out loud, causing a stir around us.
Hey! Why don't you say something? You got to enjoy being with a young guy like me at your age, didn't you?
We really shouldn't be discussing this here.
It's exactly because we're here. I want everyone to know just how messed up you are.
Despite wanting to say something, my mind was a mess and I couldn't find the words.
Everyone, please listen. This woman is delusional and embarrassing herself, thinking she's still got it.
He announced that to everyone around us. With those words, my heart was completely shattered. At that moment, I remembered something important. Though we were married, I was just being played by a much younger man.
I'm going home.
Let's do that.
We have to file for divorce when we get back anyway.
She's been waiting, you know. I bit my lip and quietly stood up. Then, a doctor stopped me. Could you come here, please? Oh, we were just about to leave. Then Andrew, half smiling, says it's fine. We already know the results, don't we? My fist clenched.
Given your age, having kids is impossible anyway. It's better you hear it directly that you can't have children.
How low can a man get? Being told that, I felt a surge of defiance against Andrew. It irked me to think things were going exactly as he had imagined. Upon entering the consultation room, the doctor had a serious expression. It's very difficult for me to say this. The doctor was looking at Andrew, not me. Me? The results are in, and there are 2 things we found out. 2 things? First, regarding your wife, there's physically nothing wrong with her. The only concern is her age, but it's not too late for children. Is that so? Hearing that, I felt reassured that I wasn't finished as a woman. And the second thing? What concerned me more was the latter. From what the doctor said, it must have been Andrew. The doctor took a deep breath and began to explain. It's about your husband. Please, take a look at this. What is this? These are the test results. And what I want you to see is. Then, the doctor revealed something shocking. It appears that the major cause of infertility lies with your husband. Specifically, he has azoospermia. Andrew's earlier bravado had vanished. His face turned pale, aging him instantly. The Andrew who had belittled me was nowhere to be seen. Are you sure about that? There's no mistake. The doctor insisted. I can't believe it. I couldn't help but laugh. To think, after all the mocking, the issue was with you. But you said the problem was with Jolie. Indeed, I did say that before, but that was before we conducted your examination. Moreover, your wife's hormonal balance seems to be improving day by day.
It's a lie. This must be some mistake. Me with azoospermia?
Stop it already. It's embarrassing. Andrew staggered out of the consultation room. But it wasn't over. I thanked the doctor and left the room too. Then, I saw Andrew talking to a young woman. I immediately knew she was Andrew's affair partner. What are you doing? Jolie. Hey, who is this old lady? Oh, no, this is. Maybe your mother? I should introduce myself then. I'm Mirabelle, dating Andrew. Nice to meet you. The realization that I might appear that way to others made me feel more empty than angry. On closer inspection, this young woman, Mirabelle, was touching her stomach. Are you, by any chance, pregnant? Yes, you're right. I see. That's good for you. It's Andrew's, right? Yeah, it's our child. I've never had to suppress laughter so hard before. Why are you making that face? I thought this Mirabelle was quite something.
That can't be my child.
Andrew muttered under his breath.
What are you talking about?
Mirabelle, was it? Yes. How long have you been seeing Andrew? About half a year, I guess. I see. Half a year ago was when Andrew started being harsher to me, and our intimate moments decreased. I forgot to mention, I'm not his mother but Andrew's wife. Well, that's ending today anyway. Huh? You need to be clear, Andrew.
What do you mean? Were you lying to me? Lying? That's on you. What's that supposed to mean?
Knowing that arguing here would cause a scene, I told Mirabelle the truth. Andrew was diagnosed with azoospermia, meaning it's impossible for him to father children. What? Andrew is such a fool.
To be lied to by his affair partner. I wonder whose child it is. Whose child is it? No, it's not like that.
You two sort this out. I have a divorce form to prepare.
Wait a minute.
That's right.
Since you two were having an affair, I'll make sure to get a fair settlement.
I was ready to leave.
Alimony? It all started with Andrew's lies, right? It's unbelievable he was married. You're the one who lied about it being my child. Are you being defiant now?
I wanted to hear the rest of their conversation, but I couldn't waste any more time. I left the hospital, laughing to myself. When I got home, I quickly packed my things and left the house. Since the house was originally rented by Andrew, there were no strings attached. I need to find a place to settle down for now. I booked a room at a nearby hotel. Exhausted, I decided to deal with everything else tomorrow and fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of my phone ringing. What? Where are you? I have no intention of answering that. Besides, are you okay?
That's none of your business, Jolie.
Ah, I see. Well, it's fine. I'm planning to go to the lawyer's office from here. I'm sure you'll be hearing from them, so please cooperate.
Hey, wait!
The panic in his voice before I hung up was amusing. Then, 2 weeks later, the divorce was finalized. I demanded $40,000 in compensation from both Andrew and Mirabelle, his affair partner. Afterward, Andrew was abandoned by Mirabelle and left all alone. It turns out Mirabelle's child was actually from a man she had been with before. Huh. So what happened after that? He's trying to sue the affair partner or something. But I doubt it will go anywhere. Why? Because Mirabelle has completely vanished. I guess Andrew is spending his days alone now. But I couldn't care less. From now on, being alone is enough for me. Especially marriage, I don't ever want to do it again. However, I might not be able to quit online dating for a while.
Anyway, I just want to live thinking about myself.